Alright, so I don't have actually a desk to fit this box to actually unbox this monitor, so I'm gonna do it on the floor. And you can see this is how the box packaging looks like. Let me actually bring it a little close. LG Ultra Gear logo up here. Then we have the model name 32GK650F, 144Hz Quad HD and 1ms MBR, and Radeon Freesync it has. So let's actually quickly unbox this monitor. This box is like huge. Just look at me right there if I can fit. Alright, so this is how big this monitor is. Okay, so here it says do not open here. I'm gonna do it from the back side. And right now here it says open here. So I'm gonna cut the seal from here. The MRP on the box is quoted for about 60,000 rupees. I bought this monitor for 23,490 rupees, which is quite a nice price for this kind of a monitor, I think. Right now, without any further talking, let's now cut the seal. So this is the power cable, and this actually is the power supply for this monitor, because this monitor does not have the power supply inside the monitor. So you actually need to connect both of these. And we have a display port cable right here. Does not come with a HDMI. And here is the cable management stuff, I guess. And this is how it looks. It also comes with this kind of a CD, but I'm gonna actually use like the software which I downloaded already from the LG's website. You can just go there and download the software. You don't need a CD. If you don't have a CD drive, do not worry. You can just download them from their websites. And we have all these paperwork. This is a display quality assurance stuff. Then we have this warranty card actually, and we have this LG's user manual. Right now, let me just put all these things aside. The V-shaped kind of thing over here, which I'll show later on again. So this is the like bottom of the stand, and this actually is the stand. This side goes like towards the monitor. So I will unwrap these later on and show you each. The stand is quite heavy. Right now, let me just pull this out. Oh boy, this is big. So this is the monitor right here. As you can see, this is quite big. So this is the power cable. As you can see, Mickey Mouse kind of port right here. And it has this Indian socket which goes to the wall. This is a 48 watt AC adapter, as you can see. And this is how it looks like. It has this, again, Mickey Mouse kind of female port right here. And it goes towards the monitor. So this is actually the power supply for the monitor. Alright, so the next thing on the list is the stand. So this is how it looks. As you can see, this side goes towards the back side of the monitor. This is pretty solid, even though this is plastic, but still I would say this actually feels really solid in the hand. It won't break easily, pretty sure. This is pretty heavy. This is the real stand which sits on the desk actually. So as you can see, this is how it looks like, and of course it is a V-shaped stand right here. And this is how it looks, pretty large actually. And even this one seems pretty heavy. Could be metal. Okay, so this side is definitely metal. This side could be plastic though. And this red part again is like plastic. Pretty cool looking V-shaped stand. And here is the lock. Here we go. We have the monitor right here. This is the back side actually. Looks pretty good, but does not have RGB. This circular thing looks really cool. Right now, let's actually mount this thing. So to actually mount this, as you can see, you just like hold this and do this, and it sits right there. And if you actually want to wall mount this monitor, not really sure if you can see it, but you just pull this and you can take the monitor out, take the stand out very easily again, as you can see. And when you remove the stand, actually there is a 100 by 100 millimeter Visa mount, I guess. So this is like the V-shaped stand. So this is the bottom part. You just like push it in and you just like tighten up this screw. And once you are done, you just like push it and you're ready to go. So let me just like put this monitor right here like this. All right, so this is really big. look at the size of both of these. This right there is the 32-inch and this right there is the BenQ GW2480, which is a 24-inch monitor. Even that on the first day looked really big, even this one I'm talking about. But this one is ginormous. So now let's just quickly remove this plastic from the sides. And in terms of the I/O ports, it has one DisplayPort 1.2 and two HDMI ports basically, and then we have one headphone kind of port, and you can also use that for any speakers by connecting it via a aux cable or something. And of course we have the DC in or the power. Alright, so look at this beauty. This is my current setup right now. This is the LG 32GK650F, and this has a VA panel, by the way, and right over there the monitor you are looking at on the right side, and that is the BenQ GW2480 24-inch monitor, IPS panel of course, and 60 Hz. And talking about the 32GK650F, like this one, this is a beast, like 32-inch 1440p 144 Hz 1 ms response time, and with the Freesync or G-Sync here I'm using. If you use like the Freesync with NVIDIA cards, that works like G-Sync. So yeah, and with that my experience has been really amazing in my opinion, and this actually looks amazing so far. Even if I get like up close right here, I can't see the pixels because it is 1440p, and so far I'm pretty happy with this new monitor. It is gigantic. Even when you see a 24-inch monitor, that looks a baby in front of this one because this is a 32-inch monitor. And the LG one of course has 350 nits of brightness, and the BenQ one you are seeing, that is IPS display but has 250 nits of brightness, so you get 100 more like brightness on this particular monitor. And since I have been using it like with 60% brightness or level 60 of brightness, I would say the monitor is quite bright in my opinion, and that is like I can notice definitely the difference with the brightness than the BenQ IPS panel. And right now let me actually show you how much like you can maneuver with the stand. You can actually pull this monitor up, as you can see. If you just do this, as you can see right now, it is like a standing kind of thing. I can literally use this monitor whilst I am standing, and you can notice the height of this monitor. Right now it is like pretty much to the top. So yeah, and also one more thing is that you can actually like angle it however you want, like this. If you have to angle it like this, you can. And here you can actually put this monitor in portrait mode. Let me actually show you. You have to like do this, as you can see. So right now just look at this. It is like going from the top. Let me actually unzoom it a little bit so that you guys can see. Right now the monitor is in portrait mode, and you can literally use this monitor in portrait mode. If you're someone who uses a lot of Photoshop or something, you can use this monitor in portrait mode just like this. This is like gigantic. If you're noticing, this is a huge portrait monitor actually if you are using it this way. So yeah, looks really beautiful and amazing in my opinion. And again, you can do this. You have to pull the bottom a little bit towards you, then you can like move it around into portrait or landscape mode. Right now it is in landscape mode again, and you can actually like tilt this like this, and you can push it down. And this one, if you are noticing, actually goes a lot like below. So this height over here, as you can see, it is a lot less if you compare it to this one, as you can see. So yeah, this monitor is a little bit like above over here, and this height it can go really down, but it doesn't go as much as like some AOC monitors which goes right here. But this one, this is how far it goes to the bottom. And you can, of course, if you're using it as a standing kind of monitor, when you are standing, I mean, If you want to work that way, you can just like push it up and it will just be a standing desk kind of monitor. And on the bottom, if you're noticing, here is the button with which you can control the menu and stuff. And as you can see, if I press it, this is actually a joystick kind of button. So I can like push it in front, backwards and left and right. So this is great actually. With this button, you can control a lot of things. You just press it once, you get the settings. And if you press it one more time, like up over here, it will just exit the settings. And if you want to power off, you just push it like forward and it powers off right here. If you push the button upwards, the monitor just turns on. And if you do this, as you can see, this actually increases the volume over here. If you have connected a headset on the monitor, it will increase the volume of that. So as you can see, I'm increasing the volume right now by pressing the joystick to the right, as you can see. And if I press it one more time, you can change the input from here. As you can see, the HDMI 1 and 2 and the display port, of course. And then again, we have the game mode right here. And you can see what modes you are using. Right now from the settings, I can just push it to the right. And there we have all these settings. So let me show you one by one over here. We have this gamer mode and you can choose from gamer 1, 2 and FPS, RTS. These are the presets. Alright, so from here, if you go to this game adjust option, we have this motion blur reduction turning on option. Then we have the FreeSync and I have it set to extended. Okay, so this is the NVIDIA control panel. And once you set that FreeSync to extended, you can go to this setup G-Sync option. And from here, as you can see, we have this enable for full screen mode. So if you are running any kind of full screen application, it will run on G-Sync. And right here, as you can see, enable G-Sync. And of course, I'm running this monitor as primary, as you can see. And from here, resolution option. And by default, it is set to this 2560 by 1440. This is the native resolution of this monitor. You can change the refresh rate up to like 144 Hz, of course. Then we have 60 Hz, 75 Hz, 120 Hz options too, if you like need that. And if you're noticing on the test UFO thing right here, this is how the like 144 FPS you can see. And I'll slow this stuff down so that you guys can see it better maybe. Let me actually try to track this. If you are noticing, then we have the black stabilizer. And from here, as you can see, you can increase or decrease the black stabilizer, of course. Then the response time is set to faster. And the crosshair stuff you get this kind of crosshair if you want that. Now in the picture adjustment, we have all the things like the brightness and stuff. Now the brightness I'm using is at 65. So that is what I'm using. And the contrast is at 65 too. Then we have the sharpness as 50. Then we have the gamma mode, and here I have set to mode 2. Color temperature we have custom, and then from RGB I have set the red to 46 and the green to 50 and the blue to 58. I have tried with the like hardware unboxed settings, but that just did not work for my panel. So I have these settings: red 46, green 50 and the blue is at 58. Now the DFC, I am not really sure, I have it turned off, and the picture reset option is there. Then from input, again you can change the aspect ratio and the input port. Then from general we have the language settings, and we have the smart energy saving mode, I have it on off. Then we have the power LED option. This is actually the red light which is on the bottom. You can turn it off. The button is just a white button. And we have this automatic standby. This just goes like after 4 hours of like turning on the monitor. If it's like idle, it will turn off itself, I guess. Then we have the display port 1.2 and we have it enabled, of course. Then we have OSD lock option, information, and from here you can see the model number and stuff, and it also shows the total power on time. This is a gigantic monitor. If you have a desk like me, which is like quite a big desk, but still even this desk seems a little small for this particular monitor. If you are using dual monitor setup or something, definitely I feel this is a huge size, but I will get used to it for sure. Now let me talk about gaming. I am using Freesync and let's play some Call of Duty Warzone. Look at this. This is like amazing experience what I have dreamed of. Now I have already played a little bit of Warzone and here are my experience. My GPU is a GTX 1070 and my CPU is a 5600X of course. And with this GPU, I would say even this is not like the best option because you should have at least a 2060 Super or something to drive like 1440p gaming at least. And here let me tell you that I am running on this particular monitor. As you can see in the graphic settings, display monitor is LG QHD. I hope you can see it. And I have like the render resolution set to 75%, which is 1080 because when it is like 100% I cannot get like 60 FPS pretty much. It is giving me about 40 to 50 FPS. As you can see, the display resolution actually is 2560 by 1440, so that is 2K. This looks really smooth in my opinion. Currently I'm getting a little lower FPS because I'm recording it already. So with the settings on like 2K resolution and with 75% render resolution, I'm getting about 90, 190. If I look at the ground, it's 100 plus. But if I do this, as you can see, it's about 90 to 100. The refresh rate, I would say, looks really amazing. So in PUBG, I would say it is a much better experience. As you can see, the resolution I'm using here is the highest 2560 by 1440 and the render scale is about 70, anti-aliasing ultra, then post-processing ultra, shadows very low, and with everything else, as you can see, is ultra, and VSync off of course, and sharpen and motion blur disabled. So right now let's just start a match quickly. 144 FPS, 142, it's dropping of course, but in game it stays about 100 plus pretty much. Just notice how smooth this is. This is like really smooth. I have never like seen 144 Hz. This is the first time I'm seeing it and I'm loving it. Alright, so in CSGO I cannot get the MSI Afterburner overlay working, so I'm just gonna leave it like this. So the experience so far is great. It stays above like 200 FPS all the time with 2K settings and all the like highest settings possible. So the gaming experience here is great pretty much. It's time for some Valorant I guess, and let me just go into the settings and show you. This is the settings what I'm using right here, and of course the resolution is set to 2560 by 1440, 16:9, 144 Hz, and I will turn off this limiting of FPS.
Revealing area. Enemy spotted. There they are. Reloading.
Joke's over! You're dead!
My ult. planted. My ult.
They will go. Flash out. Enemy spotted.
Still in sight. One enemy remaining.
Clearing out.
You really expect us to work. Defenders win.
And this is how good it looks while playing a 4K video on this 2K panel. And I would say even if I zoom it in, if you are noticing, there is no loss in quality at all, and it looks really amazing in person, I would say. Talking about the color gamut of this monitor, well, I did not test it myself. Of course, I don't have the equipments for it, but the sRGB value actually is 99%, and the NTSC color gamut of this monitor is 72%, which is a really color accurate monitor. And I would say the experience over here is great, but the color depth is 8-bit, not quite 10-bit for HDR or something. And it also has a contrast ratio of 3000:1, which is great. VA panels are like the best thing that you can get if you want the best contrast ratio on a monitor. And here I would say the contrast ratio is just amazing, and I have had no issues with this monitor while playing or something. The black levels, even with 50, yes, you can increase the black levels, so that is a great feature. But even without increasing it, I would say the experience has been great. With my IPS monitor, I have had really bad experience with the black like spots. Like even if I am editing a video or something, I feel the blacks are like too dark, but here that's not the case. Just notice the like quality over here of this monitor. Of course, this is the most expensive monitor for me, and this is the best experience I have ever had. So if you're looking at the display from this kind of angle right here, as you can see, I'm almost like looking at it from the left side, if you're noticing. So even from here, the colors are not that bad. As you can see, this is how it looks like from the front side. Now let me actually go to the right side, and this is how it looks. And this is how it looks from the top, and this is how it looks from the bottom side. So the viewing angles again are just amazing. And there is almost no backlight bleed with this VA panel 32-inch LG monitor, whereas on the IPS panel monitor which I have from BenQ, and that is the GW2480 on the right side, as you can see there is quite a lot of backlight bleeding, but on the VA panel there is a lot less backlight bleeding. It's just like a circular glow of light. That's what you can see, that too with the picture, not with your eyes. I cannot simply see it with my eyes. So right now this is about 4 AM when I'm still recording, and I would say that this monitor is really great bang for the buck. If you're getting it like below 24,000 rupees or even 25,000 rupees, I would say this is the best value for money monitor that you can get. Of course, if you're getting a 32-inch 144Hz 1ms 350 nits brightness VA panel monitor, this is the best one to go for. It has all the height adjustments, it has like the portrait kind of feature. If you're getting a 2K 144Hz panel for gaming, and if you're someone who plays a lot of like AAA titles, I would say definitely at least go for a 3060 right now, because I know they are out of stock, but if you can get a hands on that kind of card, you can definitely like get use out of it for a really long time. I bought the 1070 in 2018, and right now it's about the end of 2020, and I'm still rocking the GTX 1070. Yes, I cannot play like with 100 plus FPS Warzone, but I can still play like CSGO, Valorant, etc. all the games up to like 200, 300 plus FPS with 2K resolution and all the like highest settings possible. Of course, they are really easy to run games. Even PUBG PC, as you just saw, my experience has been great. So pretty much I would say, to conclude, this monitor is one of the best value for money monitor if you're getting a 32-inch 144Hz monitor. In every aspect, the colors I like, the refresh rate I like, the size, that is the size of the K20 Pro, and here we have the monitor. This is huge, and the quality again, it just like I can't sleep. This is really amazing looking monitor. I am just staring at this and feeling happy. So that's been it, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Give it a thumbs up and share this video with your friends if you feel like, and subscribe to the channel if you have not yet. This is Tito from KD and Tech signing off for today. I'll be catching you guys in the next one. Bye bye now.